Man, it's just like he's almost shredding. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lone University. You guys have been asking for Satanic Surfers for quite a while now, and it took me a while to go through the comments and see which track was the most requested, and that is Soothing, which is from the band's second studio album, 666 Motor In, released in 1997. Now, there's not a lot of information out there about this band, so I don't have my usual several research points, but I've seen a lot of hype for bass player Tomek in the comments, and let's get right into it. Soothing from Satanic Surfers. Whoa. I gotta hear that again. What? That was nuts. Oh, I'm just gonna start at the beginning. 3-minute song, let's do it. D minor, A major, back to 1. This, on first impression, this reminds me of Rich Kids on LSD, track Betrayed. Not anything similar other than just the approach to outlining the chords in such a heavy context where, you know, bass player starts off, I wouldn't say simple even from the beginning, starts off that, you know, progression here in D minor. Back to D, 4-chord progression. It's got that typical minor, dark, major 5 feel. Hits the notes, but then the second repeat, he goes ballistic. And it kind of, it's like an ABBA approach to where, hey, this is the chord progression, this is the root, this is the power, boom, hitting the roots. And then there's the time to jump and go crazy before the verse starts. It's kind of a cool way to set up a song, but this is just on steroids. And what I mean is that he's hitting the notes just for a second on this second repeat. Then when it goes on that major 5, he really leans into that major sound. You hear a lot of that major third being leaned into there. Man, it's just like he's almost shredding. Sounds like a pick tone to me. I'm not going to try to play that with a pick. But it's just so, it just makes you want to go crazy. Like, oh my gosh, where's this going? Sorry for this long pause, but that was quite the intro. Let's keep it going. Okay, kind of the chorus section. He went back to more just hugging the roots, but I like the bass tone here, the kind of way it's mixed or sits in the mix. Sounds like the tone even changed maybe a little bit from the intro. Sounds like it's a little fuzzier now. Don't know, but just kind of my observation. Maybe something changed in the guitars, but he's just down there holding down that precise dun 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 dun. I hear a lot of that subdivision going on, which really adds so much energy to the piece, especially when the bass cuts through in the way it is. Okay, now we've landed on, I think, A major out of this chorus. Vocals are, I like them. Got a nice melody to it, which when you put melody on top of this kind of a classic chord progression, it's really hard to not be good. They're kind of mixed way in the back. It has this big, powerful, I don't know if I heard multiple people or if it was just kind of the effect on the voice. Honestly, wasn't even listening. I'm trying to hear that bass. Okay, it's not as wet as I was remembering, but it's kind of in the back. Like the instruments are really up front. Not mad at that. Let's keep it going. I think we were about right here. Wow, this is, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. Swedish punk. Okay. Freaking fast. I think if I can hear anything that's going on there bass-wise, it's that he's almost doing a simplified version of that crazy intro thing, where he's not riding up on the upper extensions of the chords, which that's what he was doing in that really intro bit. I wonder if that's even coming back. Kind of want to hear it again. But we'll stay where we're at. Hitting the root note and just going up the scales, hitting all the chords, and kind of leaning into the actual notes that make the chord major or minor, like I said, that, you know, really going up here, hovering on that third. Then when we got to the A major, which is really the major 5 chord, I heard a lot of writing around that major third up here. But here, he's hitting the roots and going up to another note. It sounds like the 5th, but it's just giving it a bit of a movement now, this kind of... something like that. I can kind of hear it bubbling underneath there. I'm just kind of guessing at rhythm because I'm not sure. It's got a lot of subdivision in it. Kind of sounds like that. Ooh, there's the backup. That little turnaround was cool. Yeah, I hear backup vocals now. Maybe I was imagining them earlier. Yeah. Some little unison there. Oh, my little progressive metal. I like bands like Opeth from Sweden, Meshuggah, Soilwork. I know so many more. I'm just drawing a blank. This has a bit of that. You know, are these related in any way? But the Swedish bands I do know just have this a regalness. They always have some kind of epic thing like that. And here, it's the backup vocals, it's the progression, but those little turnarounds kind of have that progressive metal edge to it. Even if these guys have no interest in that genre. But wow. I want to hear it. I know it's almost over. I just want to hear where that started. Wow, just... I mean, it's like kind of irregular. There's really no pattern. Just kind of shredding those scales. It just sounds like a Joe Raposo, Rich Kids on LSD kind of move. And I haven't heard a lot of them yet. We voted on Riches to Rags on Patreon. It did not win, so I haven't heard that album yet. But, you know, I learned a bit of that song for my top 5 punk bass lines video I did a while back. And his parts have that they have this kind of sensibility to them where it's just like, it almost has this chaotic approach to it. It's not like a clean ascension and descension of the scale. It's not. It's just kind of stopping on little notes. And it just gives it a really chaotic sound. I haven't heard anything quite like this. Unison. Okay, this last part. Maybe inverted that chord there. What? Yeah, they went to the B flat, which is part of the progression, but he went to F, so it kind of goes. So he went to that F while everyone else is on the B flat, which makes it kind of a second version. Nothing crazy to point out, but it's just kind of a cool way to flip it and, I guess, reprise that intro, taking the song out the same way. Okay, let's ride this out. 20 seconds. Yeah. Man, that was a lot of fun. That bass playing was just pissed sounding. It's tough to follow. That outro had this kind of change in the feel that was nothing like the rest of the song with the typical fast driving thing. Then it ended on a really nice, like harmonized thing back to the one. So it was a very nice, clean resolve, but I could hear that bass just punching through the whole song. Even when it was simple and hugging the roots, it sounded pissed. The tone was teethy, just like that bubbly, clanky kind of thing. Like you couldn't ignore it. It was such a big part of their kind of wall of sound thing. I've heard Swedish punk now. That's interesting. It definitely has, and maybe I'm just primed to think that, but it has some callbacks to the metal scene there, just little bits. Again, there really isn't a lot about this band. I'm usually always referencing Wikipedia just to keep my research consistent. Couldn't find a lot, so I don't know anything about them. But Soothing from their album 666 Motor In. I love heavy stuff. I love wild, shreddy bass playing. This is really, really cool. And I've seen some other songs recommended off this album, and maybe we'll get to that on Patreon for full album reaction. So come find us over there if you'd like to support the channel further. I have lots of bass lessons and other resources for bass players over there as well. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know I took a while to get to this one, but thanks for your patience. And the very next video after this is another Swedish band that you guys have been requesting a lot. We'll see what it is. But thank you guys for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. I love you all. We'll see you next time.